bringing it into the world, into your world. Why? You have to strengthen your mind. You have to gain mind control. Thoughts will shoot. Thousands of thoughts will shoot through your mind throughout the day. But you have the power to take the emphasis off of some thoughts. So, you have to dissect things. And it's never too late. You could be walking around with a bag of issues, and it's been going on 10, 20, 15 years. You have unforgiveness and resentment. Let's deal with it. You have missed expectations. Let's deal with it. Process it. And though experiences are what they are, you do not have to remain there. You do not have to remain there. You have to gain mind control. Not just for yourself, for your loved ones. There are parents emotionally unavailable because their mind and their heart is tied down to unresolved issues of resentment, unforgiveness, missed expectations. And so when it comes to them being affectionate for their children, they don't have the energy, the time, the effort. They don't have it in them. So they are emotionally unavailable. And what happens is hurt people hurt people. That very child that doesn't experience healthy emotions, they wind up turning around and being emotionally unavailable to those that might be interested in a relationship with them. We all have to let it go. From the mother who is emotionally unavailable, dissect those emotions, forgive, and move on. Well, I don't want it to occur again, and I don't want to forget. You won't forget, because boundaries are put in place for things not to reoccur. And so when you are reminded of the boundaries that you establish, you look at the reason, and it's because you don't want certain pains to reoccur. It naturally happens. It naturally happens. But letting go is very necessary. Very necessary. We talked about last week issues of abandonment. And even though people might have abandoned you, willfully abandon you, there is an abandonment that occurs unwillingly, where you feel abandoned because your parent passed away, or they have an illness that makes them incapable of being the parent that you want them to be. You had to let that go and be present and accept reality for what it is. Because what happens is, this is why it's so important to let go. When you don't let go and you hold on to things, you, one, suppress them. You, two, you get something to relieve you of the pain temporarily. And three, you form unnecessary biases, theories that don't fall in line with living a fulfilling life. Some things are irreversible, especially when you lose a loved one, lose a parent, lose a friend. Those experiences can't be reversed. And you have to process all the emotions around it. It's okay to feel like you have unmet expectations. It's okay to feel like you was cheated of time. It's okay to feel like this situation or experience is unfair. However, as an adult, you have control over how long that experience occurs. So you have to take full lead on how far a certain experience is going to go. Okay, a loved one passed. Grieving has no time limit. However, are you going to mourn to the point you become unavailable to everything present? You have to catch yourself and let go. Letting go is about accepting what is happening and not worrying what will happen tomorrow. Letting go. It has everything to do with being present. It's so important that we honor what we are on our individual journey of letting go. It's so important. Now, letting go begins with the mind, as I said before. It's certain things that you need to tear down mentally, like people tear down buildings. You need to demolish theories that are unbeneficial. You need to accept things for what they are. Now, I know when you clicked on letting go, you assumed it was about ending relationships, whether they friendships, family, or significant others. And just to talk on it, because I know some people was anticipating it, you have to learn how to deal with letting go appropriately. There are relationships that's not beneficial. And one of the telltale signs is not being reciprocated. Trust, loyalty, communication, effort. Effort is a major one. And just as human beings, you have to be able to give a person a chance to get things right if they fall off course. And when I say course of doing the things that it take to keep the connection flourishing. And so certain experiences might have happened in their life to make them fall off course. However, a conversation, a discussion might be necessary. And based on a response, you will know. Relationships just in general is work. It takes effort. And it's not effort on one side. It has to be on both sides. So a telltale sign before anything else, is if effort to keep the connection there is there. Affection, interest level, time, consideration, expressions of love, all those things are effort. And then it's reciprocation. Effort and reciprocation is different because your effort may look different than the person's involved. And reciprocation is making sure you're putting, see, this is the key thing. Effort falls under reciprocation. And reciprocation is a display of what is shared between one person and another person. And so effort falls in line because based on certain people's level of reciprocation is your effort. Whether it's family, friend, loved one, significant other. Those things play a key role. And so letting go, sometimes it's letting go of the whole relationship. Because you realize, okay, either A, that person is going through a phase, and right now we just don't mesh, or B, that person was supposed to be there for a season. Letting go is accepting the present for what it is, regardless how good the past was, regardless how beneficial the person was. Letting go. No man moves into the future and remains dancing in the past. You have to let go. You can't control how people evolve or don't evolve. But your part in it is accepting reality for what it is. Not making up expectations that you know the person can't fulfill because of where they at. How they have evolved or how they didn't evolve. I could say in my life right now, I have healthy relationships that are reciprocated. I can say that. Though other relationships have been abandoned, whether friendships, romantic, or family, they have not formed a bias in my heart to restrict me from having healthy relationships with other people. I have processed the